the Rangers and the Orioles here get started with the division series. And hey, nice job by all four of these teams advancing. They talked about, I think we heard Tony talk about it too on the drive-through. About the rest of the team. Yeah, there is nothing to uh, get the rest, right? The rest is the most important thing, and that's what's going to make it most difficult on some of these road teams, I think, moving forward in this next series. Now, it doesn't mean this is baseball. That's the great thing about it. Um, the sample sizes are really bizarre, even when you're talking about a short series like this. So doubles here. Yeah, let me update the price actually. Doubles as you get the conversation started on this game, because I think I have it actually look probably 10 cents too high compared to the general market average right now. I think it's more about 140 or so. And so I'm actually going to update that price. What do you guys see? I think the square books could be dealing a little bit higher. Maybe we could even call it $1.45. But I want to see. Maybe I'll get your reaction, and I'm going to update the line. What I think it's changed here since I put those in. I only took a short nap today. I had a big night of high school football, and um, you know, night like tonight, I like to handicap games all night. Make sure we got winners. So in this one, I'm not sure. This looks like an opener possibly with Haney, but the problem here is that right in that other game, Dunning was the opener, and he gave up. Remember, he gave up a couple of hits and two out, and he was done right. So what are the plans here? What is Texas doing here all of a sudden? Why are we a little bit shaky in this situation? Heading into this big game. I don't want to say it's shaky at all. Texas is red hot. They've won 10 of their last 14 games. Baltimore's fine. They've won 6 of 8. They have the rest. Oh, I'm sorry. I thought I updated the line. Didn't mean to do that. Oh, okay. No, that is it. 140, right? Did it not update? There we go. 140, 8/15. Here in this one, both uh, Bradish has been pretty hot, 1.57 ERA in his last 4 starts. The Orioles are 19-11 in his starts this season. He's definitely a profitable pitcher. Probably about, I want to say like 0.15, maybe 0.14 units per game, not like some of the other Orioles starters. Blake says, yeah, it's a little higher at the biggest, at the second biggest. I always say the biggest because I follow out of the two books, DK is more represented in the line services. That's just over FanDuel. FanDuel is the biggest, but DK, and I don't know, for some reason the market share, that's what reaches me. So when I refer to the big, when I say the big online book, I'm talking DK. Hey, daily best bets with Team Money. Well, what a pleasure to have you here. This seems like a pretty good friendship here. Thanks for coming. Do you come into chats and give out daily best bets? I'm going to try to give out some here, like this game we're talking about now with the Rangers and the Orioles. Let me know what you're doing. Thanks. Rangers and money. Rangers plus money in the playoffs against the O's. I can't say no. All right, I get that, especially. I mean, you look at some of these prices today. This is about as cheap as it gets for a favorite today, right? So Bradish has been looking good. Now, Dunning, who may actually end up handling the bulk of the action here, he's been a big. We've talked about the home and road dichotomy of the Rangers more so probably than any other team, right? I mean, but Texas was still 42-41 on the road. I think that's manageable. But an Orioles team that was 49-32 at home, um, I get it though. I'm going to be on the over actually in this game. I feel like there is maybe some shakiness right now to this. And Baltimore has their own a little bit of issue right on the back end of the bullpen. So Bradish has been both these guys. Bradish has been going under in his last few starts, but I'm going to end up on the over as my free play in this game at 8 runs. I think the winner of this game will at least get 5, and I think it's going to be a 1-run game. So maybe look the Orioles. What is that run line? Plus $1.50. Ooh, that's tough to pass up too. But I think it's good match. Pretty strong matchup here with the Orioles. And if anything, I don't know. I know we discussed. Well, we didn't really discuss futures at all. Maybe now's as good a time as any. But uh, are the Orioles right now at what 6-1? Is that an awful price to win it all? I mean, they're the same price as the Rangers here, and the Orioles were. Look at the record they finished with. Now, I think some books are dealing the Orioles a little bit ahead of the Rangers. I'm putting a generalization on it, but to win the World Series, they're not. There's not that big of a difference by what most books are doing. I think I'm going off memory here, but do you guys did you guys see that? I can go look. I'm not too worried about it, but I just happen to like the price on some of these Orioles. I don't know if this is a particular game, especially given what daily best bets. I'm sorry, what Team Money said. It's right there, Team Money. Appreciate these comments. They're just terrific. Thank you for joining us. Sounds like a great show. Hope you got it. Do you have a show? I will watch your show. I think here is what I'm telling you. Sounds like some great information. Thank you. Well, I think there is a lot. Well, Gary, I'm not gonna necessarily. I might have a premium. Okay, let me. I know I'm dilly dallying on the side. I have a premium on the side in the game, so I'm giving out the over. I don't know if that tips my hand or not. So, what else can I say? Oh, Gary, thanks a lot. Hope we win. I've been hot. I've been hot, but a little bit boom. All of a sudden, last 3 days, just But felt like we were in every game. Like it should have went the way. Well, look at that, 7-1. I mean, look, I don't want. I was trying to get on, Arizona somehow. 16-1 now. What is Arizona? 15-1. You could just. I think you could make more money just bet because they're playing the Dodgers. I think you could just start trying to bet them against the Dodgers and try to pick the right spot and go that way, and maybe end up with a bigger. And then just keep rolling with them a little bit to win each series. I think would be better, right? All right. So I'll take the over in this one, and I got a premium tonight. Oh, great. Great, Team Money. Well, just please keep in touch. That sounds great. Now, please join me in my Discord if you want. All right. And in our Discord, the morning Steam Discord, I feel like I'm in there and feel like it's just me sometimes, even with just a few friends from the chat here. So it's real personal, real personable. All right, keep going with these Major League Baseball games today. That one goes off. There was apparently a time change, and to 1 p.m. Eastern, 10 a.m. Pacific. This one gets the early start, clashing up with some of that college football. I see the biggest square book right now moving to $1.48 on Baltimore, and here's another sharper online book at $1.40, and that total 8/15. Definitely moving a little bit higher here. So I think I'm on the move a little bit here on the total. All right, the Twins and the Astros. This sounds fun as well. The Twins. Hey, they ended that losing streak in a big way with a couple of home victories. And the Twins advance to take on the Astros here with Bailey Ober coming in with a 2.08 ERA in his last 4 starts. Minnesota 16-10 with Ober on the mound, 7-5 on the road. Not bad. This is the first playoff start for Bailey Ober. What a moment! And gets to face Justin Verlander. That can't be a great idea, but Verlander, maybe he is. I was like, maybe he's not, Justin, but you know what? It feels like he could be at any moment. Right now, he is again. It feels like he has a 1.89 ERA in his last 3 starts, 2-0, and Remember, Houston just 7-4 in his starts, and hasn't been there the whole season, but over his 6-3 in his last 9 starts and playoff experience, it. But man, Minnesota comes in having won 10 of their last 13 games. Houston has won 5 of their last 6, and of course, they're the champs. So it does feel like Remember, the Twins had that massive losing streak. Hi, Ray. Good to see you today. And Nathan says, looking Dodgers and Braves in a series parlay. I don't know, man. They're so chalky. So chalky. Yeah, Major League Baseball, right? Well, I'm on the Twins. I'm on the Twins in this opening game. So at this point, I'm going to be on the Twins for one game. If anything, to me, that means the Twins will, find a way to win this series in an upset. And I don't think I can necessarily uh, go against the price, given the chances of the two teams. Yeah, the Astros are awesome. The Astros are awesome. They're incredible, but maybe the price just a little bit too high in a Major League Baseball series. If you win this first game, you're gonna I don't know. The Twins, it's still going to be close, but I mean, technically, you're the favorite, right? You've wrestled the home field advantage if you can get that first game. So, and Daily and T Money says those are the dark. That's uh, T Money's dark horse. So, but it says go Astros will win the opener here. Maybe just a little bit too big of a stage for Minnesota in the next round against the experience of the Astros. And Double says going to look at unders for innings pitched. So props, right number of outs, unders, the right managers going to the pen early. If some of these, maybe with here, I mean, Verlander, he dictates, right, when he comes out for the most part. And Ober, certainly, in career form right now, but without the playoff experience, certainly. And Nathan says, feels like the Astros have the big time experience here. I just can't pass on the price of $1.30. I think that's too high if I'm going to take the Twins. I better update this. It's not that high, I don't think. It might be at the square books as high as $1.55, but feels like a little bit cheaper than that. And the total when I had 7.5 there, looks like it's really on the move over here. That's interesting, right? Because both these pitchers are in pretty strong form. Now, I will say this, that Minnesota has gone over in 7 of Ober's last 11 starts, and Houston has gone over in 6 of Verlander's last 9 starts, but that's been behind some strong run support. Now, that doesn't mean that these offenses aren't, performing well right now, certainly. And I'm not worried about. I'm not when I'm talking about taking those days off for those teams. I think it's only a benefit to the teams for the I really couldn't think of a situation why it wouldn't be in Major League Baseball to get several days off heading into this series, and I think we've seen that since the playoffs have been kind of getting revamped of late. I think we're seeing that these rested teams are benefiting from that. So doubles, there's no graphic for it. I could look at the game, but actually, I think there's two. I think right, isn't that other or is that tomorrow? That other international game they were going to play this morning. I'll talk about it, but the Mavs and the Timberwolves go off, and then the Lakers and the Warriors play tonight. I don't believe many of the elite players are playing in that game. Yeah, 2 NBA games tonight. But right now, with this one, I'll take the Twins here, and I just note that total. I mean, that looks on the move to the over, which is interesting considering because I thought the early steam was on the under in that game. That's what the line service reported. The widely reported steam was on the under, but I don't know. Maybe they trust these bats. I would think that look. the Astros, I think we all agree, have a top five lineup. I also think Minnesota is probably number five offense or so about that out of all these teams. Now I know we've got a little bit. I think you guys have actually been down on my offensive ratings a little bit um, in the chat, but uh, I think Verlander does have some advantages today. Maybe there are a couple of guys in there that maybe Solano, but for the Astros, I do think they do have some advantages here with Altuve and Breggs. So I don't know. Good offenses, man. 7.5. I get it. I mean, Verlander is probably going to be dealing, but man, I'm gonna take the Twins. I just can't pass up on this price. That's my play on the show here. Give me the Twins. Okay. Let's get to the Phillies and look at this $2 favorite here with Strider. This total, oh boy, look at this. And let me make sure. Is that just a mistake? Because the total's 8.5. Yeah, it's just I think it's a mistake. I just didn't put the half on there. That caught my eye right away. Yeah, so even with Strider in there, this one at 8.5 currently. That's seems pretty interesting to me, uh, right? Considering the uh, you know, yes, I this is the one right where we have the little disagreement. Maybe the Dodgers. I don't know. I don't know if their lineup is stacking up right now, but I mean, you guys think I have the Phillies probably too high offensively, and that's why I'm on them. I mean, I think the offense is pretty strong. Um, I've got them near the top. Okay, maybe the Braves are number one offensively, but who's you guys don't? I don't know. I want to say the Phillies are two or three, or I mean, I know. I like the Dodgers too, but I think I mean, there's some down the bottom. It can be interesting. Now, let's see how they shuffle it around now. But talk about this series anyway. I mean, look. I mean, uh, you, I gotta like the matchups for the whole top of the lineup here. I would think. I mean, I wish it was the total was 8. Like I always say, why do I always say that? Making up lines, and you wish it was this or when it was that, and it was never 8. It opened, let's see, mostly 8.5 over, juiced over. There really hasn't been. Yeah, it's starting to move a little bit higher now. It's starting to move at the offshore books about a nickel higher. I'm showing some of those books now up to 8.5 over 20. So this one continues to move higher, and I think it's because these offenses. So we'll see. Because you think of Strider and you think, okay, they've got an ace here. I mean, this should be, a really a big deal. He's won his last 4 starts, but he does have a 4 ERA in those 4 starts. He's dominated the Phillies, no doubt about it. Strider, 8-0 in 7 starts, 8 appearances. Every time he's faced the Phillies, Strider's won. Anytime he's been in the game, he has gotten the win. 1.90 ERA. So if that doesn't set you on the Phillies, I mean, on the Braves, I don't know what will, other than the price. Yeah, if you look at 8-0 in 8 appearances, minus 200 does seem like a bargain. Ranger Suarez, he's no, uh, you know, ace coming in here, that's for sure. 5.2 ERA in his last 5 starts. The Phillies came in here hot, winning 10 of 13 now after their win. So Braves have won 7 of 10 coming in. So and Strider awesome at home as well. 13 and 3 at home. The Braves were in his starts at home this season. Very, very strong. So Phillies were okay with Suarez on the road. Interestingly, 7-3 record with Suarez on the road. So that's what I'll do, Ray. Thank you for the suggestion. I mean, I'm probably going to sprinkle the money line in the playoffs, but I'll take the run line at $1.20 today. Thank you, Ray. That's what I'll do. It's pretty intimidating that stat with Strider. but it would be one thing to say, look, Strider wins all these games. Who's he up against? Well, Strider wins all these games, and he's appeared in 8 games against Philadelphia, and they've won every game he's appeared in. So I'm going to take the Phillies. Thanks. Blake suggested it before that even. Thank you, guys. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. See? You guys have brought me to the hey, I don't mind a run line. All right. I'm not proud. Give me a run line in a playoff game. I don't know. Once it's 4-0, one team's winning. I'm betting all over the place on after that, anyways. Once the game gets once the game script hey once the game script is off, it's all on now. All right, Panger Live coming in with Texas, Minnesota, Philly, easy money. All right, I think that's a good note. I'm on the total, obviously, or looking at the total heavily here in this one. This one didn't make my 3-pack, but it might now. And I just gave you the run line, so you can take a guess maybe what I'm going to do. It might not make. Maybe I'll give it out in the Discord because I just want to check a few more things. Got to click a few more boxes. Got to click a few more boxes. All right. Well, let's talk about this. So interesting. I mean, Kershaw coming in here, right? Look, I mean, if you're making some comments that are related to the injuries that Kershaw has plagued him, yeah, we kind of chalked up some of it as rest, but I don't know if it's always rest with Kershaw. The thing about Kershaw is there's a lot of moving parts, right? When Kershaw's pitching, right? I mean, there's a reason why he's tugging at that belt loop every single pitch, right? I mean, he's just a large man with a brilliant stride and all that. And when things are a little bit tweaked, he knows it. And I'm not saying Kershaw would ever pull himself out of a game, but he will pull himself out of a game when he feels like there is a problem that could jeopardize whatever he's doing for the remainder of his, even if it was a playoff game, because he's going to be he wants to continue to pitch, and I think that's why he was in kind of the management situation that he's in. But now to still it's a little bit discomforting to still hear the talk about fighting through the injuries a little bit here just to get on the mound in this game. So he's been terrific. There's no doubt about it. Now, does that mean he goes out there and maybe can only give it 3 or 4? It may be. The Diamondbacks are coming in. Looked great in that series. They weren't that hot coming in late, and Kershaw's had pretty good success against Arizona. These 2 lineups, I mean, no Merrill Kelly. I mean, they know these guys. I mean, they faced them all. You want to look at batter versus pitcher statistics in this one, and it's just there's enough experience here to think there's going to be potential for some offense, especially if Kershaw is just a little bit off. Look, he's as awesome as it gets. Still, I would think, but 1.26 ERA in his last 3 starts. Take any of these pitchers going in the postseason, and if you had to make a 3 or 4 man rotation, now maybe not with a tiny bit of an injury, you might not, but there are only a few elite aces here, right? You wouldn't even take Strider at this point, would you? I mean, you'd want someone with all that experience. You take the guys like a Verlander and a Kershaw and all that. Oh, I love that doubles. I think Arizona gives them a ball game here for sure. I'll take them on the run line too. You guys, a playoff game. And we'll sprinkle the money line here. Look, I love the Dodgers. I love betting on the Dodgers. Especially anytime. The Dodgers are the team that I bet, and I can't give them out because the price is too high. And, usually do that a lot, and probably paying too much, costing my career as a professional gambler and leaving me as a tout. That's why I only give out my best plays, on on the site. And I'm still now. Look, I saw some conversation on one of the shows about the Dodgers. With someone in the chat on one of the shows, and I'm not going to get into it on the chat with anybody. I just said, hey, they said, hey, the Dodgers are money. You're going to. I've made a ton bet against the Dodgers this season. Well, the Dodgers were, a modest +6 units this season. But if you pick your spots, I like to take them as cheap as possible, whenever possible. But yeah, I mean, I laid it all the time with them too. But here I'm in a playoff game, right? We're not just playing the doldrums of some of the regular season games, or even, the way it gets in some series and things like that, interleague games or whatever. So, when the Dodgers are favored, there's usually runs in those games. I'm going to take the Diamondbacks here. Yeah, let's go extra innings. Let's have a great game tonight. We'll be looking for some excitement. Baseball kind of take center stage a little. Yeah, there's some good college football. We're going to go over those late games. There are really like two of them. So the Dodger game is going to be hot tonight, and let's hope Arizona stays in there. I mean, I want them to. If I'm going to go against the Dodgers, they better lose. It's my least favorite team. But that doesn't matter. I bet on the Dodgers plenty out of spite. Sometimes Tony T with his Dodger logo, all of his LA teams, but that's not going to stop me from betting the Dodgers on most occasions. Not tonight, though. In a playoff game, I'm going to take the Ray says lay it with the Dodgers tonight, and maybe it might be too big for Arizona, but I do got Merrill Kelly, 1.93 ERA in his last 3 starts. I mean, if you want anybody on this roster, this is the guy you want, Arizona, if you're going to try to, get this game. They scored 11 runs in those 2 games against Milwaukee. We've got all this starting pitching, and we've got it, and there was no contest. All right, the West Division won. The West Division won. Just let me just say it like that. So I don't know. That's why, to me, Arizona. If you're going to take Arizona, or if you're looking for the long shot in the series, and I think Arizona's they are the long shot. So you want to play the long shot? I usually do at this point. This is no time to be playing chalk to win it all. I don't think. I mean, you can have some fun. But I'll take Arizona, but I would just take them in the series here and then parlay it with the next series. I think that probably ends up being more profitable going 3 series, taking the dog, or waiting and see. Maybe the Dodgers do get this one. But I'm going to take Merrill Kelly. I'm going to take him on the run line. They'll hang in there. Should be a great game. Kershaw, Dodgers 7-2 with Kershaw at home. And Kershaw 6-2-2 to the under in his last 10 starts. Merrill Kelly, Arizona 9-4 on the road with Kelly. It's at home where Kelly actually had some troubles in the season. He went 7-10. So Panger, I think he's got an exact score line here. Darren said the Dodgers will get it. And look, thanks, you guys. That's my Major League Baseball preview.